Peace, family. The other day I was watching social media and my man posted a video about this pastor preaching that slavery was the will of God. This is what he's preaching to his church. And you see, the more I thought about it, the more it started to bother me. And this is systemic. When you have been enslaved by whites for 300 years, been lied to, manipulated by them ever since you came in contact with them. And now when you so-called get free from slavery, the first thing you do is love your enslaver. You still want to integrate with them. I remember talking to this guy, and I'm like, why don't we just build our own cafe as opposed to forcing our way into their cafe to eat? Why don't we just build our own? And then the guy gonna tell me, no, you gotta make them respect you. That's that, they're not gonna respect you by doing that. How is it? But this is that slave mentality. They will not leave Whitey for nothing. This is why I always say we need a black path to achieving our goals and objectives in life. When you worship the white God of your oppressor, and then you admire the white enslaver, at some point in time, you will have people who don't want to leave neither one. Any people throughout history who was ever enslaved or incarcerated or mistreated by another had their own religious beliefs that led them away from their oppressor. Even with the Hebrews, the Egyptians, they had their own gods. And they challenged the Hebrews, well, if you got the true God, then why don't you do this? Or why haven't he done that? Blah, blah, blah. It wasn't until the plagues came down that they was forced to let the Hebrews go. Had they worshipped the same pharaohs, the same gods that the Egyptians worshipped, they would still be enslaved by them MFs today. And you see us today still worshiping, still practicing the same religious beliefs of our enslaver. We have no issue, no problems going to church, and they're sitting right there. We have no issues, no problems of going to school. They're teaching our children. We have no issues, no problems of going to the hospital. They're providing our care. You can go on and on. This nonsense has got to stop. This brother was telling me that they found some evidence that blacks were preaching Christianity 1,500 years before whites showed up. Well, let's say that was true. And I'm gonna take what you say as rock solid concrete evidence. Africans were preaching Christianity 1,500 years before white people showed up. And we've been practicing it 500 more years since. Where's our peace and prosperity? Where's our easy living? Where's our comfort, love, and harmony? According to what you say, it's been a combined 2,000 years of practicing this religion. And we've benefited not at all from it. And I don't want to hear about those who was fortunate enough to have a son or a child 6 feet to 7 feet on height and receiving multi-million-dollar contracts and being endorsed by his enslaver as peace and prosperity. That's ridiculous. It becomes, at some point in time, a question of character. You can find yourself in the Bible. The Bible tells of the past, the present, and the future. You can read the social, economic, political eddies in the atmosphere that make up your society, and you can just about pinpoint where you are at within the Bible. And if at some present or future date the Bible says to you that you're to enslave Africans and for 400 years, and you're doing something else that you believe is right, do you read this and say, now I got to enslave Africans? Where's the free will? If white people was preaching this religion, had it with them, and the Bible told them to enslave Africans, put yokes of iron about their neck, was that free will? It goes to the character, because I myself, I could not do that. I could not enslave, rape, and lynch people just so I don't have to get my hands dirty doing the work. You know, this is sad. You have to have your own path to whatever goals and ambition you want to be. I cannot see black people continuing along life and white people are right there at your side. They have benefited black people not at all. You can't control your own your education, your health, your work, your social order, the laws they pass. You see what type of influence they create. There's nothing. And I'm not looking for my people to wait until they die and receive some heavenly reward. If we just come together as a people and put businesses, industries, and institutions in between us and whites, we can have our heaven on earth right here. Every other race on the planet got some semblance of self-determination over their environment. We have none. You look at how they treat us educationally, nutritionally, politically, industrially. That's all the motivation you should need to do for yourself. And we cannot have pastors sitting up here asking people to pay tithes to a religious belief that has not served them well in the 500 to 2,000 years we've been practicing it. No people in their right mind would do that. And we are not in our right mind when we have been enslaved, miseducated, misled, lied to, manipulated for the last 500 years by these people. But there are a select few that's among us that is not mentally enslaved, that knows that the way for us to get back to what we were before white people enslaved us is to build our own businesses, industries, and institutions to safeguard and promote our own way of life, to live in the self-determined environment. There isn't a black person that's hearing my voice right now that can visualize if black people were to do that, they will have that peace and prosperity that we're looking for. And it's not going to come from practicing the religion of our oppressor. And if your white friends, your white mama, your white daddy have any love for black people at all, they would have told you, y'all should have did this a long time ago. They should endorse it. But they're not. There's nothing that's going to come from white people, white politics, white economics, that's going to give black people independence, a way of life that's beyond their control. Because once you start controlling your education, your economics, your political, your industrial, there's no need for white people. And that they will never do. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to leave you one final thought. If we don't start getting serious about working towards our dreams will never work for us. And if you like this pressure that I put on our oppressor, apply some pressure to that follow and subscribe button and catch me in my next video. Ashe.